right, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the intersection of Grey Street and Shakespeare Street here in the heart of Newcastle upon Tyne. And this is part of Vasal Lumsden Archive Project's Heritage Walks, where we talk to members of the LGBT community and we look closely at Newcastle's heritage and what it means to them. Today's talk, we're thrilled to be joined by Harry. Harry, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
For having me.
So, to begin with, why not tell us a little bit about yourself and your sort of familiarity with Newcastle as I pass the mic over?
Well, I'm Harry J. I am 16 years old. I'm currently doing my A-levels at Charles Thorpe Academy. I am gay, which seems to be the most iconic. If you think of LGBT, that's the immediately thing you think of. You think gay people.
Yeah,
that
sure,
sort of thing.
sure.
Yeah, so I've lived in Newcastle for my entire life. I've never been outside of this sort of area. It's always been, every memory I have is either in the city or in my village, which is just on the outskirts of Newcastle.
Okay, so we're basically just going to have a talk with you and we're going to have a walk through the centre of Newcastle. And, I'll take the mic back, I might as well. So we're going to have a walk through the centre of Newcastle, basically looking at some of the hotspots featured in Harry's life, some of his memories, and how they relate to Slap and both to the heritage of Newcastle, which is what this site is all about. And for those of you out there, this is a nice little tourist look at Newcastle upon Tyne on this rather cloudy September day.
But not raining like it was
No,
this morning.
but that's true.
Thank
That's
God.
true. Not raining, so that's good.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's go. All right.
I think, personally, to me, the Royal Theatre has been a part of my life for quite a long time. I'm very into drama and theatre, and I feel like the first time I was here, it was all grand. I was like 7 or something, and just the appeal of acting and everything was fantastic. The first show I saw here was Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I can remember waiting for I think an hour almost outside these stage doors, just waiting for at least one cast member to come out so I can just get their autograph and take a picture. I've seen so many musicals and plays at this theatre. It's unbelievable. Yesterday I saw Jesus Christ Superstar, which was phenomenal, and I've seen loads of things, such as Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which is about drag queens, which is quite related to LGBT.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Oliver, which was fantastic. I have seen Wicked being performed here, which was just another level of fantastic. It was, you had to be there. It was the entire experience really shaped my personality, and it kind of made me who I am today. And I feel like this, for me, is the most important thing in Newcastle in general. This is kind of, for me, the heart of Newcastle. Right now we're outside the Timeside Theatre. It's a cinema where they show films, and it really gets me thinking about just cinematography in general. I'm kind of obsessed with movies, and I have Netflix, and I think for most of my life I've been binge watching series and films. Film for me is just a way that you can detach from your real life and get involved in other lives. Even though it's made up, it feels more true than your real life when you're watching it. For me, the best film series I've watched is Harry Potter. Harry Potter's been such a influence on my life. I feel like when I was from 3 to about 6 in my old house, my entire room was Harry Potter themed. I had stickers and everything, posters. I read the books religiously like it was a Bible. I don't know why, but just the idea of being sent away to a magical school, it engaged me. It was to get separated from this life and go into a completely new one with new friends. It's kind of what I craved, because considering I've been here my entire life, I've been stuck in, which it's a nice place and I love it. It's my home, but I've been stuck here and I've always wanted to branch out and go go somewhere different, and that's kind of was the appeal of Harry Potter to me. So we're walking down the street, and you can just see a glimmer right down there of just a little bit of market. But as soon as you get out there, it just kind of explodes. It's this huge open space, and especially in Christmas time, it explodes with different stalls, with people selling random things like hats and cheap perfumes, which is just water with a little bit of flavouring in. There's like nutcrackers and everyone's looking at you going, do you want to try some chocolate? Do you want to try this and that? And it especially at Christmas time, it comes alive, and that's kind of a very strong memory from here, is that the hustle and bustle of everyone being here and it all being packed to the brim. It was fantastic. Right, we're walking down the Centre Arcade, which was built in 1906.
1906,
and
yeah.
you could just look around. It's just worth walking down here. If you can go to any of the shops, not if you're a music fan or a fashion fan, just walking down, it's just fantastic, and you can even hear the echo. It's pretty amazing, actually. And yeah, I think I've walked through this billions and billions of times. I mean, it's truly like the kind of starting points of it shows you like mall kind of feel, but it's got that old-fashioned sort of feel, very retro, very. It's just beautiful to just look around and just walk through, have a little bit of a window shop. So this is Granger Market. It's kind of the first place I've when my granddad came up, because he lives down south, he came up and we were like, well, where are we going to take him? So this was the first place me and my granddad had it's my first memory of him, because you don't really remember things that happened in younger years, but this is kind of, when I come in here, I think of my granddad, and I think of us, because down there's all the food courts and stuff like that, well, all the food places, and I just remember my whole family arguing which and where we were going to go, and my dad being like, well, this is cheaper, and my mum being like, well, that's more fancier. It's closing now, but when you come here, when it's just about open, everyone rushes in, and then you've got people shouting at you saying, do you want to buy fish? And it's got that real market you feel, like strawberries for £1. It's pretty great, and I remember my mum pointing out every time we walk past here, that's where the hairy bikers weighed in that one time. But yeah, it's really just, as soon as you walk in, you can smell the food, and it does actually get you quite hungry. Even though I've just there, I feel quite hungry now. Even though I can just smell all the burgers and all the food is just fantastic. Right, so we're standing behind the Life Centre, which kind of is very known for not only its good exhibits, but also the the very famous Ladyboys of Bangkok, which is now on at the moment. It's very. You could think of it as kind of a landmark, because surrounding it is the what you would call the sort of gay scene. It's the Pink Triangle. It's where where loads of the LGBT come to have a good night. Instead of going down Big Market, they'd come here. From my little village, there's not that many gay people. I feel like there's 3 of us, and 2 of them are lesbians, and then there's me. And it would be weird seeing other gay people, like a large group of us. I mean, I've been to Pride twice now in Newcastle, and it was a massive, huge group of gay people, and some of them weren't, some of them were. And it was just a fantastic experience, and it felt like the first time I went to Pride was just after I came out, and it was the fact that I was like, well, I'm not alone, because look at all these people. Before I came out, I didn't really know about anything to do with gay people. I kind of looked into it, and I kind of caught on that I shouldn't, what media presented it to be was something negative, and it was always something that should be hid, especially on a lot of TV shows. So when I came out, I didn't expect there to be such a big gay scene in Newcastle, but then I was like, but when experienced Pride, I was like, well, there must be more than just me who experiences. I remember thinking, well, 7-year-old me thought that I was alone, that I was wrong, that it was just something that shouldn't happen. But it really did. It was an eye opener. And then I remember going in to Pride, and then once it finished, my mum would walk us home, and then she'd be like, "Well, that's a gay bar. That's a gay bar. You'll be going there soon." And it was like a whole new part of Newcastle had been unlocked, and I'd found out that there are all these places and people that I never knew that were just like me, and it was really an eye-opener.